Thank you for clicking on episode 36 of the How I Met My Brother podcast. This episode is fiery hot and ready to go. Come on in. This is How I Met My Brother.
Welcome one, welcome all to the How I Met My Brother podcast. I'm here with my zealous co-host, Mr. Jacob M. Cody. Jake, how you doing today, big boy?
Oh, I'm very zealous. Zerillious.
Zerillious.
Nah, just zealous. I'm pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm perfectly adequate.
Fine, adequate. Why not great? Why not extraordinary?
That's a good question. I'm still searching for that answer myself after years of
deep.
doing this.
Very deep.
Yeah. I'm fine, though. It was a fine day. It's not raining, not snowing. It's sunny.
Facts.
So that's fine.
Facts. I like that.
Yeah.
It's been a nice day. As you noticed when you walked in, I had my fan in my window trying to blow in the nice day into my apartment because my heat was broken a little. And if you guys hear anything in the background, it's because the heating guy is downstairs in the basement, doing heating guy stuff, propane, gas, oil, saws, hammers, pipes. Yep, that's one of them.
Yeah. PVC.
Oh yeah, that's a type of pipe.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
copper.
Hot, warm, cold.
Yeah.
Lukewarm. I don't know. Whatever you wanna think about that. But so you might hear that in the background. But my heat's broken. But in the way that you wouldn't think it is.
I was just gonna say that.
I have no oil because I was being switched to propane, but for some reason my apartment is staying at the nice cool temperature of 85 degrees, and it's really cooking me. I'm cooked, as they say, and so I've had to have my windows open with the fan in it in the middle of, I guess, the end of winter, which is a little strange, but it's just another chapter in my book of life here. So
if it's 85 degrees and you don't have any oil, then is heating oil just a scam? Do you not need it? Because I didn't think the propane was switched over, so how is it so hot?
I don't know.
They're scamming us.
Probably. Maybe it gets hotter when there's no oil. The oil slows it down.
So the heat would just be unlimited, and then the oil just goes throughout all the pipes and cools everything. Yeah,
exactly. So my hack this week, remember you had your oil hack? Mine is let it go empty.
Yeah, because it'll get as hot as you want it to.
Yeah,
and even hotter than that.
Even hotter. Yeah, you need to bake a turkey at 450 degrees. It'll probably take 2 to 3 months, give or take. But if you leave it in there at the 85 degrees, it'll cook.
Yeah, just sitting on your apartment counter, apparently.
Yeah. Put some aluminum foil down or something. But it's been rough. I woke up in the middle of the night, the first night that it happened, and man, let me just tell you, I had to wash my sheets because I was sweating so much that it was like I just played full court basketball.
Oh, that's
and
gross.
Don't you? I just hate waking up like that.
Did you wash your sheets?
Yeah, right away. Next day.
Did you?
Yeah, next day.
Wow. Okay.
They were
very proud.
When I say it was gross, it was like I played a game of full court basketball. I was sweating so much.
Just completely soiled.
Just imagine 85 degrees and I'm under my UGG blanket.
Ew.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the good news is the weather's pretty nice overall, especially for winter. It's kind of weird. It's like 50, 60 degrees. It's like, if this is climate change, then sign me up, man. I could get some more of this.
Sign me up,
dude.
Man.
Let's just freaking keep it going with the climate change.
Keep going.
Let's get this place hotter.
Keep running those exhausts.
Yeah. Electric cars, no thanks.
Yeah, ozone
Diesel
layer.
only.
Ozone layer, no thanks. No way.
Yeah, burn it away.
Yeah.
Let's go. So
no deal for us.
Yeah. Do not be energy efficient. That
ozone
is
layer, more like no zone layer. Let's go.
That's right. Let's go. Climate change for life, baby.
Climate change. We stand with climate change. Anyways, yeah. So it's just been a hot one up here, but hopefully it won't get too hot. We took the fan out. Feels pretty good right now, but it's starting to get a little warm. But you like it warm.
I like it warm. It's always too cold in here for me.
Yeah.
I like it to be nice and
I like it right at like 65.
Ooh, chilly.
65. Well, actually, yeah. During the day, 65. At night, 62.
Whew.
I could live at that temperature all year round.
Gosh darn.
If you could only set your thermostat in your house, or thermostat, to one temperature for the whole year, what would you pick?
68.
For winter and summer.
Yes.
Like it's throughout the whole year, you can't change it.
68.
68.
Mm-hmm. What's your number?
Wouldn't that be a little hot for you in the summer? No.
No. No, definitely not.
My number's 62.
62, 68. Wow, that's a pretty big gap. Degrees for humans, it's, that's
Yeah.
1 degree Fahrenheit makes a big difference.
Yeah,
Even though we may not realize it.
I'm a little cold-blooded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're like
Cold-blooded killer.
You're like a slithery snake.
Yeah. Or a lizard.
Or a zealous zebra. Nah, they're warm-blooded.
Nah.
Mm.
Zebra.
Xylophone. You're a zealous xylophone.
Isn't xylophone with an X?
That is also true. All right.
Anyways. You got something for me? I know you told me the other day that you had so much, and I'm ready to jump into this train
I have
and
a lot
take
to
it to
about.
every stop.
I really do. We could just hit the list going down.
I got a
won't do
couple
that whole
things,
thing,
but I do want to hear a lot of yours.
I'd like to get to one story about my week last week. So, I believe it was Tuesday or Wednesday. I had a pretty busy day. So for these jobs that we try to bid on, like for state or municipal or federal jobs, there's usually a walkthrough where you go out, you meet the architect, the building owner, things like that, at least when they're public. So in the morning, I'm getting ready to go out to New London. It's right kind of on the shore in the harbor area there.
Yeah, not to be confused with Old London in the UK, but New London in Connecticut.
Yes, Old London, that would be a long trip.
Yes.
So I want to make sure I'm getting this right. That's why I'm looking at my watch, which is where my notes are. So I am running a little bit late. I'm kind of irritated because everything's taking longer. It took longer at the gym than I wanted to shower, and then there's just all this stuff that comes up. So I'm going to try and jam as much into this day as I can. The walkthrough's at 11 in New London. I leave at 10:05.
Oh, ooh.
Which, if I'm going straight there, I'm making it just about right on time, maybe 10 minutes early. But over the course of time, we have developed quite the mountain of bottles to deposit at Walmart or Big Y or wherever you deposit your bottles.
Like you and Jess.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We put them in the garage,
Yes.
water bottles, everything.
All right.
So I'm all right, I can do this. I can get these bottles deposited in the Walmart in New London, and then I can make it to the walkthrough. It's 11 minutes away from the Walmart. I pull into Walmart at 10:38, around there.
So you have about 12 minutes
Yes.
to deposit.
Mm-hmm. And I'm hustling because we had, I'm telling you, 6 garbage bags full. Hundreds of bottles.
I don't know.
Hundreds.
I don't know if that's enough time.
Well, yeah, I was definitely not going to make it. But here's what happened. I'm hustling. I'm literally running through the parking lot to get in there. And I see that there's no line. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I get in there and I see that the bottle collection machine is full. After I unloaded all the bottles, parked and everything. So what I decided to do is I'm you know what, this isn't worth it. I leave the carriage there for the next person that deposits bottles to just have. We're talking $8.
No way.
Yeah.
You left them all there?
I left them all.
No.
I couldn't do it. I was so mad.
That's like a fifth of your gas tank.
I know. Tell me. I know. It was literally the whole, I had the Equinox. It was the whole back seat and trunk full of garbage bags.
Man.
I was PO'd. But I decided, well, let's not make this trip totally worthless. I use the restroom in Walmart.
Oh,
Leave.
okay.
I get to,
right.
yeah, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Drive to the walkthrough. At this point, it's 10:46. I pull into the place. It's 10:57-ish. And I'm looking all around. Usually there's a congregation of people. You'll have 5 or 6 contractors, a couple building owners, an architect. So I'm looking for some people. There's no one there. So I'm walking all the way around the building. It's actually a parking garage. Walk all the way around to the building. I go to the parking office, and I ask if anyone knows about a walkthrough going around for that day. They say no. So I decide to go through the entire parking garage, walk the whole thing, looking for people, just in case they went inside. No one's there. I call the architect. Turns out the walkthrough was for yesterday.
The day before.
Yes.
And you weren't there.
Correct. So these are usually mandatory, so we can no longer bid the project. And that's my fault. And I left the bottles at Walmart.
Did you mess up, or did they tell you the wrong day?
This is my fault. Absolutely my fault. The only saving grace is that it wasn't really a project that was high on our radar, so it's okay. But I was upset that I left the bottles at Walmart because I would have had someone empty the box, the bin deposit thing, whatever.
Did you go back?
No.
So they could still be there.
It could, but I would like to think a lucky homeless person probably snatched those up by now, because that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
So,
that's big time.
I'm so fed up because we're also someone that works for us. She does marketing for us and helps us out with that. Helps me out. Is having these nonstop computer problems. We've gone through 2 computers from Best Buy, and both of them have been faulty. So I'm going back and forth with her on that while I'm doing both of these things. At this point, I'm just angry. I've been such a good boy with only doing smoothies and protein shakes during the day.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I'm mad right now. Yeah.
For like lunch, it's just smoothie or protein?
Yeah, no breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
Coffee. I'll drink coffee throughout the day.
Coffee.
I'm mad. Pull into McDonald's. 2 McDoubles.
Yeah.
Off the rip.
I'm telling you, but I'll tell you what. I know that you're disappointed in yourself. But McDoubles or McNuggets, when you're just ticked off, it just hits so different, I'll tell you.
It's exactly what I needed. And I went to Starbucks and got a coffee. It was totally
consumerism at its best.
It's okay. I mean? Yeah. So then I drive back to the office. There's a woman driving, I'm telling you, like 10 miles per hour under the speed limit. So to compound my anger a little bit, pull into the office.
Like compound interest for your anger.
Yeah. Pull into the office. Mind you, this parking lot is usually totally empty. This woman who I followed from the highway, from being on the highway, so I followed her for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
To the office.
Okay.
She takes the last parking spot in the entire parking lot.
Yikes.
So I have to park so far away. I get to the sales meeting late. I freak out. And then there's all kinds of issues. So it's just a rough day.
Sounds like a rough day.
It was a rough day, but I had my McDonald's.
Hey,
It could have been worse.
That's tough, but at the end of the day, we're breathing,
Well, that's what I kept telling myself.
You have to tell that's the same thing. Whenever I'm like just super ticked off, I just have to remember, should be thankful for this life.
That's exactly what happened. So it's okay.
Good.
It's funny though, because usually I try to be kind of upbeat, at least a little bit. In the meetings and everything, and someone in the meeting said, "Jeff, you're awfully quiet," and I just put my hands up like that.
Did the Jordan shrug? You're like,
yeah, and then he's like, "All right," and then I don't say.
Yeah, I when I get really ticked off, I tend to just not talk at all.
Yeah,
and then me, I'm a talker, so people are always like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And then that makes me even more mad.
Yeah,
and then I'm like, nothing.
Yeah.
My head starts shaking. It's like a Popeyes. It's like steam coming out of my... The cartoon, not the restaurant.
It's funny because that's the first thing I thought of was the
restaurant. Yeah, that's what
I'm like, oh man, now I'm hungry.
Yeah, I could go for a nice chicky Siani. But yeah, man, we all get that way. And the other day, it was actually pretty funny. I was driving to Jordan's house, and she was behind me.
Okay.
In her car, and this guy in front of me, same thing, was going like 10 under for like 2 miles, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I don't know if you've never noticed this, but anybody who goes under the speed limit also takes about 3 years to turn.
Yeah, you're right.
And so this guy was taking forever to turn. Nobody was coming, but he was just taking his time. And immediately I just like put my foot through the ground and like peeled around him and went like 60.
I love
And
that.
I remember when I got to Jordan's house, she was like, she had mentioned that. She's like, yeah, that guy, I knew he was gonna tick you off. And I was like, ah, geez, I knew you were gonna notice that.
You do have a slight case of the R&R,
Yeah,
but it's okay.
rough and rowdy.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's all. I just wanted to vent on that.
No, you know
It's okay.
That's good. Where you know this week's gonna be better for you.
I hope so. I hope it's a better week.
Yeah.
Last week wasn't necessarily trash, but there were a couple days that were kind of lousy.
Yeah. I last week was interesting for me as well, but
Why?
just last week wasn't feeling that great.
Mm-hmm.
Just overall the last couple weeks I haven't felt great.
I get it.
But on top of that, I was like just a lot of things I had to do with work, and then my car was due for an oil change.
Mm.
And I just always have a problem with anything like oil changes, tires, anything with my car. There's always a problem.
Yeah.
So I go to get my oil change, and I do it and I know people are going to be like, oh, that's why you went to the dealership. But I go to the dealership that I bought it at because they usually, give me a discount, and if they don't give me a discount, they do like a multi-point inspection for me just to make sure everything's good.
Mm.
Plus, it's like, it's just kind of a deal, help them out, they help me out, whatever. So I go take it there, and I'm like, hey, I schedule it for 8 a.m. because I'm thinking shouldn't take longer than 30, 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm 15 minutes from work, so I'll be at work by 9.
Yeah.
Right? And so I pull in. I'm like, hey, how long do you think this will take? She's like, 35, 40 at most. And I'm like, sweet, cool.
It's perfect.
Yeah, so I go in. I sit down. I'm just sitting there, on my phone. I didn't have my laptop. I totally blanked on it, and I should have brought it so I could have done something or, worked on something. But I didn't. So I'm on my phone, scrolling through, hitting the social medias, texting a few people, And this lady comes up to me, or not comes up to me, but comes and sits like right near me.
Yeah.
She's got her iPad. She's doing the same thing, probably getting an oil change. I don't know if she's chewing gum or eating something, but she's smacking her lips so loud that it sounds like she's doing it on purpose for the next 20 minutes.
That's the thing I do that you don't like, right?
No, but it's like, it was like, this is what it sounded like. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
But louder.
Yeah.
And for 20 minutes. Like, it sounded like I just did that on purpose. I know some people chewing gum and eating like smack a little bit here and there, or like, but it was like audibly loud. Like I'm probably 10 feet away from her, and I could hear that perfectly. And I'm just like, I'm looking around, but like there's no really other seats to sit in a different section. Just this one, I was by myself, and I was like, well, it'd be weird if I like moved further away. She'd like look at me weird. Anyways, that was ticking me off. Just smacking her lips, and then like someone comes, one of the workers goes up to her and she's like, oh, your car's ready. She's like, oh, thanks, whatever. Gets up, leaves, and I'm like, oh, thank God. And then I'm sitting there. I look at my watch, and I'm like, oh, geez. See, I got there at 8.
Yeah.
Remember that. I look at my watch, 8:45.
Okay.
I'm like,
It's got to be done.
I'm like, it's got to be like real close. And then I see the lady that took care of me. She comes in, and I'm like, oh, I like stand up. She's like, oh yeah, I'm so sorry, but we didn't have the oil. The wrong oil got delivered to our.
The wrong oil got delivered.
Like they need like synthetic something, and she's like, yeah, the wrong oil got delivered. So that's why it's like it took so long, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, that's fine. And is it ready now? She's like, oh no, the oil's not here yet. And I was like,
come on.
I was like, wait. She's like, yeah, it'll be here in like 10 minutes. And I'm like, so this whole time my car hasn't even, nothing's been done. And I'm trying to, this lady's really nice. I'm trying to keep my composure, but I'm just like, what? Like, how? What? So, whatever. I'm like, all right. So I sit back down. I didn't get out of there until 9:45.
Really?
Because the oil came, took about 30, 45 minutes. Finally get it. And then on top of that, it costs way more than I thought it was gonna. Because they usually give me a deal, or they usually, like it's at the most it's ever been is like $110, and that's the most. And like that's, and I get it. It's like I drive an Audi. It's needs the synthetic that is for Audis and Volkswagen or whatever. It's a little bit more, whatever. But it was $150.
Yeah. That's tough.
Yeah, so then I go up to like pay for it, and she's like $150, and I was like, she's like, yeah, I know the oil price, the synthetic like oil price went way up, and I was just like, bro, give me a break. What? Man, that sucks. So, anyways, it was just a rough. And then I got to work an hour late, and I didn't have my laptop. I was answering emails on my cell phone, but like can't really do much. Yeah. In there. So then I was like, man, I'm behind, and at least my oil's done, You always have an issue with your car. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it is, man, but like what it happened the same thing last time when I got it took longer because they were like, "Oh, we thought we had the right oil, but we didn't." And this time it was they ordered it, but it came in wrong. So, I don't know the answer to this. Do dealerships like order oil from like a Napa or something, and then it comes in when it's not something that they have all the time? Yeah, I'm not sure. Is that what happened? I'm not sure. Probably something like that. Probably like a distributor, not like Mobile is like sending them stuff, but it's probably through like Napa or some car part distributor. Yeah. But yeah. It's just unfortunate, things happen to me, and I'm like, why? Such is your life, buddy. Such is your life. Let me ask you a question. Yeah, hit me. Are you a shower curtain or a shower rod guy? No. Wait a second. Doesn't the curtain go on I'm the sorry. Rod? Are you a shower curtain or a shower door guy? So, by this question, do you mean what I have or what I like? What do you like? I personally like the... Oh, I'm sorry, I was getting a call from my boss. It's all right. He hung up, so we're good. Seemed like an accident. That was a quick one. Yeah, so we're good. Anyways, I usually prefer probably a curtain. Okay. But if I own it... I'd probably would like a door, glass door. Okay. Because the door, in my opinion, this might be controversial, but the door, in my opinion, is easier to clean. You just wipe it off, or my shower head has like a thing on the top that you press it and then it like shoots out like a. Okay, like stream. Like a high pressure stream to clean the shower. Like that's what it's for. Ah, that's cool. So I usually take that and get the soap scum off and dirt or whatever is inside. But like it's just easier to like open a curtain. But I don't the curtains like I've been to and no offense to like my friends, but I'll like stay at their places sometimes when I travel, and they'll have curtains. One of my friends, I won't name who. Yeah. But one of them has like mold on the bottom of their curtain, and like it's just like that's tough. How do you get that out? Like. Can you put that in the washer? You can usually. But it's even when it's plastic. Yeah, a lot of the time you can wash them. Still put it in the washer? Huh? Yeah. I just think that's too much work. Whereas, like, I'm already in the shower. It's already wet. I'll just take this thing and if I need to, I can go in there with, like, a brush and put some bleach down or something, Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Slinging bleach, Slinging some bleach. Yeah. Slinging some... bleach, yeah. Yeah, It's funny you say that because Jess and I have been having a bit of a battle.
on this. So where we live came with a door.
Yes.
Turns out Jess is not a fan of the door. She grew up with curtains, so naturally she likes curtains. I grew up with doors, so I like doors.
You're a door guy.
Big door guy.
She's a curtain guy.
Curtain gal, yeah.
Gal.
So, as time has worn on, she's been on my case about it. So finally I was like, all right, this is not a hill that I want to die on. So...
It should have been.
I don't think this was the one.
No?
No, I don't care enough. Don't care enough.
I don't know,
Just my preference.
I just feel like it's just the principle, but yeah, you keep going.
Well, it is the yeah, that gets to me a little bit, but
yeah.
then I just shrug that off and say, you know what,
That's
this
good.
just happens.
That's
This
how
is just
you're
how it
going to
goes.
succeed in your marriage.
Maybe. Just kidding. Yes. Give and take, right?
Yeah.
So, and she likes the curtains because she says they're easier to clean.
I just disagree.
But everyone I know says that, with the exception of my mom. She thinks that the glass, I don't know which she thinks is easier, but she says that the doors are easy to clean as well. I think the one that we had just hadn't been cleaned in a while before we moved in. So it was kind of gross.
Yeah, I just feel like, yeah, you can throw it in the washer.
Yeah.
And that's easy, but then you have to, like, dedicate a whole wash load to that. And whereas, like, I could just go in and scrub that door real quick.
Yeah.
In 5 minutes or less and be done with it. And I don't have to wait 40 minutes for it to wash and then put it in the dryer. Or if you dry, I don't even know what you do. You know what I mean? So, like...
What do you do, huh?
What do you even know? The gabagool.
Yeah.
You know? But, yeah, I just don't, and your mom is like the goat, so we just got to listen to her on this.
Facts. That's what I thought, too. That's what I think. But so needless to say, we got a curtain, and now I feel like I'm in the bathroom of some cheap Motel 6 off the highway in Bridgeport. So it's fine. We lived in luxury. No longer that is the case.
Yeah, and that's all. She's to blame for that.
It's true.
I'll make a comment next time I'm there.
You guys got rid of the door.
What happened to your door? That's weird.
Wow, that's a shame. That door was so nice.
Did it break? Because that's too bad. I could buy you a new one.
Yeah, I just can't wrap my head around why someone would get rid of a door for a curtain.
Yeah,
it must be broken.
Do you need money? I can help you guys out if that's the case. You don't have to ask. I'll just
That would actually be perfect. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I'll work on that. Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll have to do a poll on Instagram.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
See what our listeners feel, because maybe we're way off. But I've just, my parents, when they put their shower in their main bathroom,
yeah,
or master bathroom, whatever it's called. Do you remember that they used to have a tub that was like in the ground?
Yeah,
remember that?
I do remember.
So my parents had, for the listeners out there, my parents in their master bath just had, it was an open bathroom concept, toilet, sink, and then a little closet, and then there was just a tub, but it was like floor level. So you had to
that's so weird.
Yeah, it was just weird, and my mom was like, "I'm never gonna use this." So they built up a shower, and they did the glass doors because my mom was like, "This looks way better than a curtain." And she, you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, she said it's also very easy to clean.
Yeah.
Because and they have a little squeegee in there, so after every time they shower, they just squeegee it so there's no soap scum because it's just clean. Where you can't do that with a curtain. That's another argument. You could quickly clean it right after your shower. When I shower there, like I'm standing there over the house sitting, I always use that, and I take the squeegee and I just done.
I like that noise.
Yeah.
It's funny too because it's not funny actually. It's very annoying.
It's really funny actually. I hate it.
Yeah, because now there's so much less light. Because we had a clear, it was opaque actually.
Yeah, I like that word.
We had an opaque, thank you, glass door, and now we have a dark shower curtain. So I suppose it is what it is at this point, but
yeah, I get why you gave up on that battle, but I would have fought that to the end.
Well, yeah.
You
could try next time. Next time it comes up.
No, good for you. I don't want to. I'll stay away. I will bring that up though.
Yeah. There's something else that's been on my heart. To
Oh,
share
yeah?
with you. Yeah.
What's that?
So one of my favorite parts of the week. This is something you're gonna laugh at me, but we don't have a waste removal service like Willimantic Waste or whatever that comes and picks up the cans and leaves. We have to bring our garbage and recycling to the dump, and that is easily my favorite time of the week.
You know, my dad does that.
Oh, really?
He brings it to the Woodstock dump.
Yeah.
He gets a dump pass.
Yeah, we do. Oh, yeah. We have stickers to put on the window of the trucks.
Yep. So my dad brings his dump.
His dump.
He brings his dump truck to the dump, and
yeah.
And he brings his trash to the dump, and I think it's one of his favorite. He brings Tuck sometimes. Tuck loves it.
Oh, Tuck must love that.
Tuck
That's so
loves
nice.
it. He just sits in the car and he's out the window and he goes back and forth and he's like,
oh, that's so nice.
He loves
Tucky.
it. Yeah, you know. So I get it.
There's just something like we'll have trash overflowing out the windows of the house and what. Not actually.
Can't even walk because there's just so much trash.
We go through so much trash. It's just
because of the curtain,
room.
bro.
Yeah.
It really clutters it.
Mm-hmm. It's true. Less room with the curtain.
Yeah, that's for sure.
We used to store our trash bins in the shower, but now we can't. Now
But not with the curtain. That's for sure.
I don't know. I just love it. I love picking up all the trash, putting it in buckets and recycling in buckets and bringing it to the dump and then having a nice empty space where the trash used to be.
Yeah, one of my favorite parts of going to the dump with my father when I was a kid was taking like the glass and throwing it, because ours has like this big, huge one for glass, and you can just throw it and it shatters, and you're like,
fun stuff.
That's sick.
Mm-hmm.
I used to take like light bulbs and like I was Roger Clemens and just like
I could
bolt
picture
that. That. Yeah, they actually got in trouble for that once because I missed.
Ooh,
yeah.
That's not good.
So I wasn't like Roger Clemens, but
no, not at all.
But I missed and I got in trouble. They're like, "You gotta be careful. Just throw them in there." I was like, "All right, listen, buddy. This is my dump. This is my dump day. All right, it's my DD. So how about you just back off?"
DD. Yeah, you were more like Daisuke Matsuzaka or something.
Yeah, garbage.
Yeah.
Actually, my ankle was bleeding. I was like Kurt Schilling, but it was because of the broken glass.
Yeah.
No, but also what I thought was cool was I always would hope that when I was throwing the trash bags in like the compressor, that I would be able. The guy would sometimes let me hit the button, but only when it was like full. So it'd be full, and then he'd close the door, and he's like, "You want to hit it?" It's like this dirty guy that's been working at the dump for like 25 years, hasn't showered in 3 months. He's like, "You want to hit it?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's okay. You have the glove on." He's like, "Glove?" His hand was just black, like just dirty and
disgusting.
and so I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I hit the button, and I'm like, and then you can hear it like, you know,
nothing better.
Yeah,
I love the guys at the dump. There's two of them. One is a very old man. He's at the entrance, and then the guy at the exit, he's a young man, like myself. And they're just both the nicest, albeit dirty guys, but they're great.
They are nice. I mean, what it's probably a, very stress-free job.
Yeah.
It's probably like even less than stress-free because you're just doing manly dump stuff all day.
Yeah. I wish I could. It's not if you talk to them about it. I will say that.
They don't like it?
Well, it's not that they don't like it, but I guess politics come into play and things. I wish I could repeat what was said to me the other day, but I was on the receiving end of some venting from the young dump man.
Young dump man.
And he's like, "Oh, hey, how you doing, bud?
Young
Good
dumpy.
to see you. It's been a long time, huh?" And we could just go back and forth, and then before you know it, we get into this full conversation about how the dump didn't close the day that it was snowing and how that's not safe, and etc.
Young dumpy, he's learning the ropes.
He's actually a super nice guy.
Yeah.
We don't spend a lot of time together, only when I'm at the dump.
Yeah, that's good. Probably should stay that way, to be honest. Yeah, I do like a nice dump run,
Yeah, one of my favorite things.
Good DRS, dump run Saturday.
DRS, dump run Saturday. Yeah. I usually go on Tuesday or Thursday in the morning, but
we didn't have that luxury.
It's only open on Saturday in Woodstock?
No, I think it was. We just never did it.
Well, I'm sure everyone is totally keyed in on this dumb conversation, but maybe we should move on.
Yeah. I actually have a funny story I was thinking about the other day. Have you ever... I know we've talked about, like... it's kind of a theme with me, but when we talked about, like, have you ever electrocuted yourself?
Yeah.
Have you ever burned yourself?
No, not really.
Bro, I hate it. So it made me think of it because the other day, and this is going to sound stupid. I have a couple stories to go along with this, but
Okay.
it's going to sound stupid, but I ate something really hot.
Okay.
And I didn't wait for it to cool off, and I burned part of, like, the top of my mouth.
That's awful, yeah.
And so then it reminded me of these stories, and so the first story that I thought of was when I was in college. I went on this date with the girl that I was dating at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember where it was. I don't know, somewhere with fish and chips, because that's what I remember I had.
Okay. Could be a lot of places.
Yeah, so I got fish and chips, and I just went right for it.
Okay.
But it was so hot. But I was, like, talking. I know on a date, you're, like, trying to be interactive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm talking, then I go take a bite, and immediately it just burns so bad. But I can't. I got a safe face.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm like, and she's, like, talking. I'm like, mm-hmm. Like, a tear drops down.
Oh, yeah.
And immediately I'm like, yeah. Mm. And I swallow. But it burned the roof of my mouth so bad that it bubbled in my mouth, and it hurt. So I had to go to the dentist.
Oh.
Because I thought, like, I got it infected because it was such a bad burn. But it was just it wasn't bad. But it was like a first degree or something burn. It was bad.
It's tough.
But the one burn story that I think about often whenever I burn myself, which is, like, kind of common, is this one time, and it kind of also portrays me as, like, a superhero.
Okay. Yeah.
Slash, just, you know, I've got good reflexes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, makes me feel like I'm like I'm Superman or something. You know.
Sure.
So
I can see it.
yeah, so I was back in the day. I was at my apartment in Putnam, and I'm, just cooking up some chicken nuggets.
Okay.
In the oven. Air fryers weren't a thing at this time. It was,
this was way back.
Yeah, it was BAF before air fryers.
Lots of acronyms.
Yeah, I'm a big acronymous guy. But it was BAF, so no air fryers. So I had my oven, and I'm cooking it. So a lot of my stuff that I had in that apartment was just hand-me-downs from my mom, who gave me stuff for the kitchen, because I was like, I'm not buying anything for this. What? I'm not a big cook. I don't need all this stuff.
That is true.
So one of the oven mitts she gave me was like ones that I remember using when I was like 3.
Yeah.
But what I didn't know was over time, apparently, the glove started to put little holes in it from all the heat that it was enduring.
Okay.
So I go to pick up the tray of nuggets, and I'm talking to Zach, my old roommate, talking to Zach, and I'm picking up this. It must have been him. I don't know. I was talking to someone, and I'm picking up the nuggets, and I'm talking, and it's starting to burn through the hole.
Oof.
So I drop it, but instead of dropping it, I throw it up, But then out of instinct, I catch it with my left hand that has no glove.
Oh.
Yeah. So I catch it, and then I put it down on the oven. And it all happened within seconds. And the person that was talking with me was like, bro, how did you just do that? And I was like, dude, I don't know. But, dude, it was on my fingertips and on my palm was this just insane burn, bro. Insane. So insane that I had to sleep. I couldn't sleep without getting an ice pack and holding it the whole night. And then at one point I had to soak my hand, and I got a bowl, and I put water and ice in it, and I just put my hand in it.
That's tough.
And it just hurt so bad. But I saved the nuggets. And that is just a perfect story because not like I was going to burn myself either way, but at least I had dinner.
Yeah, so you could eat. It wasn't all in vain.
Yep.
Wow. So you basically juggled a hot pan.
Oh, yeah. Definitely at like 425.
Yeah.
Caught it, bro. It was just like within a second, like I threw it up and it was like a pizza pie.
Yeah.
That I threw up and I just caught my other hand.
Oh my gosh.
And gently placed it down. And then I just sat there and then seconds later, agonizing pain to my hand.
You know what that was smart though, because you threw it out of the hand that you use all the time, your right hand, and caught it with the hand that's not as dominant.
My less dominant hand I caught it with. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Immediately I looked at my hands and I was like, am I Spider-Man?
Smart move, Cody. Smart move.
Yeah. So.
Call you Toby Maguire from now on.
Yeah, you should. You know?
It's fun. Go ahead.
I actually caught a spider in my apartment and let it bite me later. I was in the hospital for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
And now there's this weird web stuff that comes out of your wrist sometimes.
Yeah, it's like blood and mucus. And...
Yeah. It's not what I meant. My grandmother, I've seen her stir boiling water with her hand before.
That is like next level.
She grew up on a farm, man. She's tough.
Yeah.
She's like 85. She's going to be 85. And she literally, like not all the time, but like when it needs a little stir, and I guess when the spoon isn't convenient enough for her to grab.
That's something that I would try.
She'll stick her hand in and just stir it and act like nothing's wrong. Jess and I were with her, and she did that, and Jess was like, are you okay?
She's seen some things that allows her to do that.
Oh, yeah.
When you've seen some things in your life, you can touch some boiling water without any effect.
Yeah.
It's like your body's just like, you know what? We'll give you a break this time.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Yeah. I used to, oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I used to, when I worked at Sweet Evelina's, and I was a fry cook, I used to get, like, I'd put the fries in and, like, the oil would, like, spark, you know?
That hurts.
Like, and it would always, and I used to have, like, little red dots all over my arm from that. So I kind of got used to that. So maybe I should try that little technique.
We'll set it up after this.
All right, cool.
See if you can handle it.
Yeah, sounds good.
I remember when I was young, my dad was like burning some brush or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So he poured some gas on it. And it ended up like just totally exploding, and it got him. He got second-degree burns all over, like up halfway his leg, and he had to go to the hospital and stuff. Yeah.
Jeez.
And one time,
Poor guy.
Yeah, I know. It was. They were really, really nasty burns. I was like 10 or 12 or something. It was awful. Were you at the pool party type thing that I had with my friends like Chris, Ricky, Jess, etc.? This was like 4 or 5 years ago. I don't think you were there.
No, I don't think so. But now I'm kind of sad.
Yeah.
Or
it was
mad.
a good time.
I don't know.
Probably both, as you have every right to be.
Yeah, good.
It was the same deal. I was making a fire, and I decided to pour gas on it.
See that? Yeah.
And it just whoosh, like insane.
Did you burn yourself?
No, surprisingly. I don't know how, but everyone was like totally in awe because of just how massive it exploded, like 15 feet in the air. And we were all really close to it. I don't know how. We were all okay, but...
I've always been pretty lucky with that type of stuff. I'm kind of a pyro myself.
Yeah.
I like the fire.
Mm-hmm. Fire's good.
And yeah, but although one time, I remember this specifically, I figured out that, do you ever do that thing where you like got a lighter and then like Axe body spray and you were like, flamethrower?
Yeah, everybody did that in high school.
So I was thinking all right, it's like the aerosol type things. And so I remember one time I was looking at one of my mom's hairsprays and it said extremely flammable. And I was like, I bet this would be like even bigger fire.
Yeah, we'd make a bigger fire.
So for some reason, I don't know why I thought this was safer, but I went into my bathroom, I got a match,
Mm-hmm.
I lit the match and I placed it in my sink because in my head, like, everything in there was like unflammable.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I took the spray and I went, no joke, bro. As soon as I hit that, it went like,
Oh my
it was like
gosh.
I was like cooking like hibachi chicken and like the fire,
Yeah.
you know, like, no, it lit my whole head on fire. And I remember
On fire?
yeah, listen to this. For a split second, because it was when I had bushy hair.
Yeah.
For a split second, my hair was on fire. And when I went like this, it immediately went out because it was just like the tips of my hair.
That's insane.
But for like a split second, I wish I could have taken a picture of it.
Yeah.
It was just like my head was on fire.
Oh my gosh.
And I put it out, and it smelled awful. You ever smelled burnt hair?
And
Bro,
not like that. But
It smelled so bad, and I had like little like black things like coming off my hair. I had to like brush it. And I just remember my dad like went in the bathroom later. He was like, "Why does it smell so bad in here?" And I was like, "It's a bathroom. I don't know." But
oh.
that was funny though.
You could have died.
It didn't really hurt that bad, but it was
Really?
scary. Like the split
How
second
old
that I
were you?
saw my head on fire.
15?
Yeah,
14?
I was probably a freshman.
Okay,
In high
so right
school?
around there. Yeah.
Either that or 8th grade. Yeah.
You got into a lot of trouble.
Oh
when you
yeah,
were a kid.
yeah. I was a big pyro. If you ever look at my Facebook, there's one of my profile pictures from years ago, is me with doing that axe thing, and there's a picture of it. I'll show.
I remember that.
I'll
I've
send it
seen
to
that.
you. Yeah. Big pyro guy over here. You know, but I've never hurt myself too bad. I should be dead from some of this stuff.
Probably.
There's a video. Did you ever see the video at 4th of July, probably like 4 years ago, of me with the firework, and it
Yes.
broke?
Yeah, I have seen that.
Yeah, so I like to that stuff happened. When I'd go to Vermont with my buddy Joe, and we would buy fireworks up there because they're legal, like ones that shoot in the air. And the first time we ever bought those, we didn't know that like in my head I'm like, it's a rocket, so it's like super powerful.
Yeah.
So like I took one, and I just stuck it in the ground.
Nice.
But I didn't know that you're supposed to like put it in like a PVC pipe or like rest it on something so that it can take off. So I stick it in the ground. We light it. We like run away and we're waiting, and like it goes up the wick and then it stops and we're like, what? So we start walking towards it. Blows up right there. We're like, what? And we didn't get that close, so it wasn't that bad. We're like, oh
gosh.
frick. Then one time, it's like probably 20 minutes later, we're like, all right, we set it up. So we set it up on this rock, but then like as we slid it and ran away, the rock like slid and it shot at the house and it landed on the deck, and no joke, my buddy Joe grabbed it and threw it, and as he threw it in the air, it blew up, almost blew up in his hand.
That's insane.
And then his parents were like, all right, you're done.
Wow.
Yeah. Little did they know we had like 16 more that we brought home and lit them. But my favorite thing to do is hold it in my hand and let it. But it broke that 4th of July and shot into the ground and blew up. There's a video. It's pretty funny.
You gotta be careful, man.
I'm just living life to the fullest.
The setups for fireworks are pretty intense. I used to, when I worked at Dodd, I would help set up the fireworks a little bit, and it's how it is. It looks like all these PVC pipes like in some framed out box.
Yeah.
And then they would light them all on fire, and then
Yeah. Good stuff. One time I blew up a firecracker in my hand. I couldn't feel my thumb I couldn't feel anywhere from the tip of my thumb to like my pointer finger for like 2 days. It was numb.
Wow. I was always careful with that kind of thing.
Yeah, not me.
I didn't really mess around with
Pyro
fire.
boy. That's what they're gonna call me one day.
Pyro boy, that's gonna be your son.
Yeah.
Your son's gonna be like Evil Knievel.
Oh, jeez. I hope not, man. That'd be a rough life for me. Whose kid is that up there? Why is he setting that building on fire?
Why is he said? That's not exactly what I meant, but okay. Why is he committing arson?
My kid's gonna commit arson. I'm gonna call him Carson. He's gonna be Arson Carson.
Arson Carson. We're gonna make that happen. Arson Carson.
Dad, why'd you call me Carson? No reason, son. Oh man.
Oh, that's great. All right, you want to wrap it up here?
Yeah, I think that's it. But yeah, just put a warning out there. Don't don't light anything on fire. Don't use fireworks like that. Don't burn yourself. These are all done by a professional, these stories. So,
yeah.
i.e. me.
Yep.
But,
professional pyromaniac.
Yeah. Actually, I have one announcement.
Okay.
Before we go. We technically have started some sort of partnership with a company that we're going to be doing ad reads for.
That's right.
And we'll get you guys a discount code. We don't have it finalized yet. It's a small thing, but just get ready, guys, because we're going to get you some discount codes and something that you might like, you might enjoy.
It's going to be fun stuff.
So once I finalize that, we'll get those codes ready and just get ready for another ad read, you know?
Yeah.
We're doing it.
We love it. We love the ad reads.
Anyways, yeah, go ahead. Bring us home, you know?
Please throw us a follow on How I Met My Brother Pod on Instagram and TikTok. Please like those reels, comment on them, share them with your friends. Helps us gain traction, gain listeners of the pod. Follow us on YouTube at How I Met My Brother Pod. And please also rate and subscribe on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Thank you, my brethren and sisters.
Sisterin
and brethren. We love you, and we will see you